Guys, did you know that the gaming industry is dying, and Palworld as a whole, the entire game, that's dying tomorrow. In fact, that's already dead. And the only thing that matters is concurrent player base. Nothing else in this world matters. That's the only metric you want to follow for a game's success. This is what gaming journalism websites are, trying to sell to you, because it's like the only thing they have left, because that's an industry that is actually dying. It's actually been dwindling, and the quality of reports and articles that come out has really just gone downhill over the years, right? Because back in the day, back when it was fresh, people would just write articles about like game update. It's just like, oh, this game came out, cool. Oh, this game had an update. They added this new map. That's also cool. But lately, I feel like with gaming journalism, yeah, you get those articles every now and then, but for the most part, it's just slop. It really is just stinky slop that they keep coming out with. And if you don't believe me, then let's go ahead and take a look at some of these article headlines, like Percy Jackson deserves the Hogwarts Legacy treatment, forget Shadow the Hedgehog, this is what fans really want from Sonic 3. Objectively wrong. Everyone wants Shadow the Hedgehog, but you kind of get the idea, right? They just throw the most outlandish thing, the most controversial, the most like clickbaity crap that's out there just to get you to click. It's just like at a certain point, they stopped caring about honesty. They stopped caring about actually reporting what's been going on, and it kind of just like try to like piss you off. They don't want you to hate them. They kind of just want you to be irked. Kind of just like, hey, what? That's not true. Let me go click on it and read it. No one really reads the articles, newsflash, but just by seeing the headline is enough for them to go like, I got my job. Maybe they'll click, they'll watch some ads, I make some money. I don't care about honesty anymore. Honesty and proper journalism, that's just gone out the window when it comes to gaming journalism. Anything and everything that matters now is, let's get them to click. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because one of the Palworld devs is actually based. They actually responded to this lazy type of journalism, and I have the whole message right here, and it says, Palworld dev says journalists talk of player drop-off is lazy, and it is fine to stop playing once you complete it, unlike most gaming as a service games. With Palworld quickly approaching the 1 month mark, it's interesting to look back at my own thoughts for launch. It has taken years to get to this point, and Palworld really only begins from here. Everyone is working hard to fix the issues and prepare new content in Pals. Some of you may have had your fun over the last 3 weeks and found yourself putting the game down. That is fine. It's perfectly fine to just drop a game once you finish playing it. Not every single game has to be like Fortnite or Apex or any live service game that really just requires you to keep playing the game for them to be profitable. Some of these games just drop and they have a price tag. You buy the game, you play it, you're done with it, go play other stuff. That's just how gaming has been for like the past 20-30 years. But right now we live in this warped reality where everything has to be gaming as a service. Every single game has to be a live service. Concurrent player base has to be the only thing that matters. I don't know, people going crazy here, honestly. This emerging Palworld has lost X% of its player base. Discourse is lazy, but it's probably also a good time to step in and reassure those of you capable of reading past the headline. Unfortunate news for you, my friend, nobody reads past the headline. That it is fine to take breaks from games. You don't need to feel bad about that. Palworld, like many games before it, isn't in a position to pump out massive amounts of new content on a weekly basis. New content will come, and it's going to be awesome, but these things take a little bit of time. Everyone has just been spoiled by Fortnite, spoiled by Apex, and all these other live service games that just give you weekly updates, bi-weekly updates, and just throw updates constantly with new stuff to keep you interested, because that's just how their monetization model works. But not every single game has to use that monetization model to be successful. There are so many amazing games out there to play. You don't need to feel guilty about hopping from game to game. If you're still playing Palworld, we love you. If you're no longer playing Palworld, we still love you. And we'll hope you come back for round 2 when you're ready. Play lots of games, try different genres, and frequently flick through indie libraries to find hidden gems. That's gotta be one of the most awesome responses I've ever seen from a game developer, where they actually acknowledge their own metrics for success, and they're not afraid to go like, hey, you played our game, you had your fun, awesome, then go play some other games. You don't have to feel guilty about not playing our game. It's fine. We'll keep working, we'll keep throwing stuff out there. It's okay to take breaks. And it feels like gaming journalism doesn't understand that. But here's the thing, I'm pretty sure that every single person who writes these clickbaity articles is fully aware of that's how it works, but they still write them anyway because they just want the clicks at the end of the day. Their industry is dying and they gotta find a way to salvage it, so they just try clickbaiting people into watching ads on their articles, basically. And it's like I mentioned earlier, gaming as a service, live service games, unfortunately, is just taking over. There was a report a while back saying that 95% of gaming companies either have live service games or they're working on live service games. That kind of sucks, unfortunately. That really sucks. But just because those games rely on concurrent player base and like sales and all that stuff to measure their success doesn't mean that games like this have to. And another good example of this is a game like Elden Ring. Elden Ring had the exact same thing happen to it, that when people started to finish the game and no longer play it because they beat it, a lot of articles came up saying like, hey, is Elden Ring dying? The player base is going down. And when you look at the Steam charts, it's natural. It's natural for you to play a game, pick it up, finish it, go play something else. And you see this drop, and for your typical news reporter or like Reddit head person, they're like, oh wow, Elden Ring is dying. Well, although 43,000 players as of 2 hours ago is a pretty big number still for a game that came out over 2 years ago at this point. Another good example is Baldur's Gate 3. You have a natural decline in player base because people play your game and finish it, and that's perfectly fine. That doesn't mean that the game was any less successful because people stopped playing it. In fact, these are award-winning games. These are amazing games, and it really just goes to show that you don't have to measure your success based off how many people play your game nonstop. You really don't have to do that. And just because gaming journalist people are trying to convince you otherwise, it doesn't mean it's actually true. Anyone with a functional brain can obviously see the underlying intent here. They just really want you to click. They just want you to go like, wait, that's not true. Let me go click and find out. That's their whole shtick. And it's really funny because the gaming industry really is thriving and it continues to grow, and we keep seeing some pretty awesome banger video games come out. Meanwhile, the gaming journalism industry is not in the best spot right now. It really isn't, and when you see these type of articles pop up, it really just, proves the point. But yeah, that's all I really want to talk about with you guys today. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.